Good morning. You're joining us now for the session on cashless society, and thank you to Visa for making this session possible. Joining us today, we have His Excellency the Mayor of Padang Panjang, Fadli Amran. We have, representing Visa, the President Director of PT Worldwide Indonesia, Pak Rico Abdurrahman. We have Ibu Diana representing the Jabar Digital Service, and we have Pak Abdul Kobir, the Deputy Director of Cash Optimization, Directorate General of Treasury at the Ministry of Finance, Indonesia. Gives me great pleasure to welcome our first speaker, His Excellency the Mayor of Padang Panjang, Pak Fadli Amran. Welcome, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you for having me in this kind discussion. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Fadli Amran, the Mayor of Padang Panjang. Padang Panjang is a small city. In fact, it is the third smallest city in Indonesia, with the population of 57,000 inhabitants. And in this discussion, I would like to share and also talk about the progress that we have made in becoming a digital government or going cashless. So first of all, let's talk about reasons why we think that going cashless is beneficial for our government. We know that digital economy is inevitable. It's everywhere. We know that nowadays many businesses have cashless digital payments options, and it attracts citizens, it attracts customers to have at least one or two cashless payment services at their disposal. It is more convenient since you don't have to carry any physical money. You just only need to carry your cards or your phones. And I think this is one of the reasons why it attracts so many customers. And we can also see this by observing the growing numbers of digital wallet providers. And we think more and more people will use it in the next couple years, probably everywhere in the world. So whether you are paying for basic utilities, paying for parking, shopping, etc., you can see that many people choose this option, digital payment or going cashless. So for sure, Indonesia is also one of the biggest markets, thanks to its fourth largest population in the world. And this is why I think that digital economy, going cashless, is inevitable. And also in this current time, in this COVID-19 pandemic, I think more people are becoming aware about the risk of spreading viruses. Yeah, previous slide, please. Yeah, I think more people are becoming more aware about transmission of viruses. This is why the only way to prevent it is to not using cash in transactions. And I think most of the people now are becoming aware about it. So that's why the first reason is digital economy, going cashless is inevitable. Next slide. Can you see my slides now?
Yes, we can. Yes, and they're fantastic.
Yeah, second reason is it is convenient. I think that it is easier to manage, and also, especially in the government point of view, it's easier to track spendings. Managing cash can also sometimes be troublesome. Having to have cash deposit and maintaining it is somewhat tedious, especially with the amount of spend every day in many government expenditures. This is why Padang Panjang since 2017 has gone cashless totally. I think it is just simpler. Every transaction is recorded and can be easily tracked, so we can analyze and control expenses more effectively. Cost effective. So it is obvious that going cashless also cuts government spending, cuts costs, cuts hassles, and also we can avoid cash handlings. Cashless payment is also instantaneous so that we can reach and process people faster. Next. This is one of the most important point, I think, transparency. Going cashless serves a fundamental step towards a cleaner and more accountable government. It is easier to control both from governmental point of view or the public point of view. And also it prevents frauds, especially corruption. In Padang Panjang, we focus more about preventing corruption in our government, and it is shows at the acts of the mayor here in Padang Panjang. Anti-Corruption Act stands at the top list in my 5 years mission as a mayor. We are collaborating with KPK, which is the Anti-Corruption Commission here in Indonesia, and also with International Transparency Indonesia to make year-to-year plans to fight corruption. And digital government, going cashless, serve as a platform to achieve these goals. Going cashless also eliminates theft issues and counterfeits, as we know, and also tax evasion. It is one of the main issues here in Padang Panjang because going cashless, of course, eliminates black money in circulations. Last year, together with KPK and Bank Nagari, we collaborate on providing business with tapping box to monitor transaction, and going digital sure helps a lot. Shaping a bureaucratic culture is also one of the main benefits, I think, about going cashless, because the self-urgencies to go digital in a way also helps us to shape the bureaucratic culture so that it is more acceptive and more open, so that in the end promotes public trust. I think promoting public trust is one of the main benefits and also main reason why we are going cashless. Next. Financial inclusion. By granting our citizens financial access and products and also services. Many public services in Padang Panjang already have digital payment option, and it's really convenient, and I think most of the people, most of the citizens likes it. It's like some of the example is tax payment, retributions, and in the near future, parking fees, terminal charges, and levies. But we are also aware that not all of our citizens have access to these financial services and benefits. This is why we are collaborating with many financial entities. Next. Yeah, to solve this limitation that I said before, we are collaborating with some financial entities such as Bank BNI, Bank BRI, Bank Nagari, and also some corporation like Tokopedia, Blibli, Gojek, and etc. This is really important to overcome the limitation that we have, because many of the citizens doesn't have quite an access to these financial services. Next. This is some of the milestones that we have gone throughout the years. Every transaction out of the city have been cashless since 2017. The Mayor Regulation number 29/2017 ensuring all related transactions to become cashless. And it started at the year of 2015. by several government offices, and we are committed to be totally digital for the next 3 years. Next. This is some introduction process that we have met along the way. Some incomes we need more time and effort to go totally cashless. We first have to educate our society about the benefits of going cashless, and also making sure that the public have an easy access to these digital payment providers. And also at the same time, we are adjusting our current workflow so that it meets the standards of digital government. And also sometimes giving incentives and rewards also helps. Next. At the end, Mr. Joshua, we think that going cashless or digital government is not the thing of tomorrow. I think it's happening now, and it's happening so quickly. That's why not we adjust to that current condition, and I think we have made a good path through it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for a stimulating presentation and for a very strong vision there on the digital economy. And I'm very excited that we'll be able to put questions to you in the panel session that's coming up very shortly. For the participants who've joined us, the Q&A box below is where you put your questions, and we'll be able to have the great opportunity to put those questions to the Mayor later on. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And now we are going to turn to our next speaker. He's the Deputy Director of Cash Optimization at the Directorate General of Treasury in the Ministry of Finance in the Republic of Indonesia. It's incredibly exciting because we're going to be hearing now from the federal government about support for this changing digital economy, this changing nature of the world. Whereas we heard from His Excellency the Mayor, COVID-19 is rapidly accelerating the need for a cashless society. So please, let's welcome now very strongly Pak Abdul Kobir from the Ministry of Finance for his presentation. Do we have you joining us on the line, Pak Abdul?
Okay, good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining with us today. I would like to present today regard digitalization of state revenues and expenditure system in supporting cashless society. As we know, people think that in bureaucracy and government is like we do it traditionally or as business as usual. As presented by Pak Fadli Amran, the manager of the Padang Panjang, already presents about the benefits of the cashless society. And right now we will present what we have done so far in the Ministry of Finance that already leading on the cashless society to serve to the citizens. As we know that all the revenues and expenditures in government is in the state general cash account, it's in central bank. And all the revenues come from the public, from the business, and from the personal tax. It consists of income tax, value added tax, and also luxury goods tax, and also from the government bond. It's like the government bond on loan from the overseas or from the inside of the government. And from the revenues we will spend to the public as well, and also to the business and also to local government through our spending expenditures. And we manage the rest of the money in the government liquidity management. And the next we will present about how the system in the revenues and also in the expenditures and also the credit card system itself. The cash management also support the context of the economic stimulus. The economic stimulus consists of acceleration of goods and capital expenditures, and distribution of village funds to village accounts, distribution of school operating funds to school accounts, addition benefits of basic food cards, the implementation of pre-work cards, and also the expansion of interest subsidized target. So the role of cash management here is how we create a cash planning to make sure that all the obligation of the government can be fulfilled in timely manner, and also in the appropriate numbers. And also we all have to provide a secure cash buffer. So in the matter of uncertainty, we still secure about the money in our bank account. And also the payment system through banking to support all this, the expenditures and also the revenues. And also we have to think about the modernization of account management, and also the last is digitalization, electronizing of payments. So we will start from the revenues. Revenues, we have namely MPNG3. MPNG3 is like a module of government revenue module generations. Right now, we have 57 banks that can receive all the revenues in Indonesia, plus one perception post. It is like a post office that can receive all the revenues. And the others also, not only the banks, but also the other perception agencies. In our new system, we not only can receive the revenues from the 75 perceptions banks and post office, but also from 3 e-commerce, like from Bukalapak, Finnet, and Tokopedia. From the perception banks itself, we not only from the teller, but also can use internet banking, ATM, ADC, overbooking, and also mobile banking. And it's through the Himbara, the bank of Himbara, that is Bank BRI, BNI, Mandiri, and also BTN. And right now, it's not only the bank as usual, but also we provide normally Laku Pandai. Laku Pandai is non-office financial service in the framework of inclusive finance, which is service for paying state revenues for people who has no banking services. So if you see people who have no access to the bank, they can still pay the tax to the government through Bank BRI, BNI, and Mandiri, that to the Laku Pandai we call. As if we go to the street and we see Laku Pandai, the agent, yes, we call it Laku Pandai. And the others is three other perceptions. Tokopedia, Bukalapak, we can pay the revenues, the taxpayers and non-taxpayers can pay over there. And it's not only the three of Tokopedia, Bukalapak, and Finnet, but right now in the process, there is Mitra Pajakku, online pajak from Cashless, Indomaret as well, and the process of principal permit right now is PT Bima Sakti Multi Sinergi, PT Gatot Kaca Trans, and also Sistem Indo Klik Cargo. It means that government give many options to the societies if they want to pay tax to many things. And also, this is the important thing right now, because it is also, there is Pak Fadli Amran right now. There is 32 perception bank managing and RKUD. RKUD is in regional state account. So we already have collaboration with Bank DKI and Bank Sumut that they can, all the payment, the government on the region, they can directly pay the tax through what they pay on the SP2D online. So it means if they pay to the second or to the third party, the tax is directly come to the government, and it is automatic, real time, and integrated with our system. So we already done right now. It's on right now. It's still Bank DKI and Bank Sumut, and we will make it mandatory to all the government, regional government in Indonesia. And I hope in Padang Panjang also start doing this with the bank in that area. Next. Yeah. And that's from the revenue side. This from the expenditure system side. We also building government payment system. There are at least 4 parties that will involve in this digitalization of expenditure system. The first is the DG Treasury, is our office. We provide virtual account, digital payment, government corporate card, government marketplace, supply chain, and also credit line. It's yes, right, that we cannot do it by ourselves. So we have a cooperation with the banks, especially with 4 Bank Himbara, we call like all by government, like Bank BRI, BRI, and Mandiri. It is operational banks and 27 expenditure treasurers. It is consists of 34,000 accounts. And also we have relation with 87 ministries, 23,000 spending units that will our service of this. We will service for them. And also we also connect to the employees, million of employees, and also the suppliers on this business for expenditure. So not only in the revenue side, but on our expenditure side, we create the ecosystem government payment system. The implementation of this is we create virtual accounts and also digital payment and in the marketplace. So each ministries, they only have one main account. Yeah. From the hundreds of account, they only have each ministry only have one. Yeah. And this is used in digital payment through the government credit card, CMS, and also bank bridge loan. And also we have a government marketplace with all the cooperation with Bank BRI, Bank Mandiri, and Bank BNI. So there is a marketplace. So all the government on the spending units can order, can create invoice and deliver the goods and create a payment net. Also the reporting provided by the government that already have cooperation with all the bank owned by the government, that is Bank BRI, Mandiri, and BNI. So from that kind of ecosystem, we make all the account in simplification accounts, and also we got the optimal remunerations, because if the account is in several accounts or in hundreds or thousands accounts, we only have little remunerations. But if we make it simple in one account, in virtual account, we create a higher optimal remuneration. And also all is consolidated account in the main account in one ministries, and also all is doing in digital. And we can see in this presentation that the account from 442, it decreased to significantly to 26 accounts only. And we right now are already done with 9 line ministers, but we will reach 87 ministries. So all the accounts is reduced to less than 2,000 is our target. So we also have some step what we should do, like the trial of the marketplace system, spending unit outside our organization through all the ministries. The last is the government corporate credit card. if we know that government has like petty cash that we can use at any time for small using, and for 60% if we use for in the cash, petty cash, but for the 40% we can use for credit card. And the using of credit card can use for right now for ticketing, for hotel, and also for rent for vehicle. So we also have cooperation with all bank owned by government like Bank Himbara, Bank BRI, Mandiri, and BNI. So I think that's what we have done so far in the Ministry of Finance. That I think many things that we have done so far, like what the presentation by Pak Fadli, the benefit or advantages of the cashless society, but we already have done so far. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pak. That was very interesting, and I look forward to putting some questions to you in the panel session as well. So we've heard from a pioneering leader, the Mayor. We've heard from a brilliant innovator in central government about a very comprehensive vision there to be underpinning the digital economy of Indonesia. Now we're going to turn to the private sector, and we're going to hear a presentation on the sorts of technologies and trends that we can see and that we should be utilizing as we adapt to COVID-19 and the new normal. We have joining us the President Director of PT Visa Worldwide Indonesia. Welcome, Pak Rico Abdurrahman. Do we have you on the line?
Yes, thank you. Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. First of all, I'd like to thank you for this opportunity for sharing today. I'd like to share about the technology for the digital payment, and I will cover two use cases in digital payment. One is kartu kredit pemerintah, government credit card, and the other one is the smart cities. Okay, maybe we can start. My first slide. I'd like to describe about ourselves first. I think there is a lot of misperception about Visa, who Visa is. So, slide number 4, please. Okay. So, who is Visa? Visa is, we are not a bank. We are not a credit card issuer. A lot of people think we are credit card issuer. No, we are not. Our client who issue the credit card. We are not a bank. We are not lending money. So we don't have a credit risk. So who are we? We are a global payment technology company who connect the consumer, the merchants, the bank, non-banks, and the government to facilitate global commerce. So that's who we are. We are a technology company actually. So our vision is to be the best way to pay and to be paid for everyone everywhere. Jadi bahasa Indonesianya, we want to be mau jadi cara terbaik untuk membayar dan dibayar oleh siapapun dan dimanapun. So our network, we have 3.4 billion card in the world. Can be prepaid card, can be debit, can be credit card. And this card is accepted in more than around 61 million merchant locations around the world. And we are in more than 200 countries. And we have been working with 15,500 financial institutions. Can be bank, can be non-bank. And our payment system, what we call VisaNet, can process the maximum capacity is 65,000 transactions per second. And total payment volume for Visa is almost $12 trillion US. So, okay, next slide, please. In the next slide, I'd like to share also the result of our Visa Consumer Payment Attitude Study, which we conducted in 2019 in South Asia, Southeast Asia countries. Ada 4,000 respondents and 1,000 respondents from Indonesia. And it is very interesting that 54% of the respondents, so 1 out of 2 said Indonesia can be a cashless society in the next 2 to 5 years. Or even 11% said, so optimistic, Indonesia can be a cashless society only, Indonesia need only 1 year to be a cashless society. It's a bit optimistic, but I think as Pak Fadli, Mayor of Padang Panjang said, it's inevitable. It's just a matter of time, I would say, kapan kita akan jadi cashless society. So whether 2 to 5 years from now atau satu tahun lagi. But for sure, it will be less cash society for sure. And 60% of the respondents said the benefit of the cashless society is really no hassle, very convenient, and 58% said it's very efficient. So it's really just like what Pak Fadli from Padang Panjang also mentioned already. Next slide, please. Now, this slide give you some pictures of what are the fundamental technology on the digital payment. In 2004, Visa launched the first contactless technology. With this contactless, previously the card used to be swipe because of the magnetic stripe, and it's changed to chip, so you dip it. But with the contactless technology, you just tap it. So no more swipe, no more dip. Now it's just tap and go. And with this technology, in 2010, Visa launched the transit solution, where you can use Visa card, whether it is prepaid, whether it is debit or credit, in the MRT and LRT. We start in Kuala Lumpur in 2010, and if you go to Singapore today, you can just tap a Visa card in Singapore MRT. So that is already started in 2010. Now, in 2014, we also launched a new technology called token, Visa Token Ready. Now, token cannot be used if you don't have the contactless technology first. So that's why I said contactless technology is the fundamental. Now, with token, then your card payment can be already put inside your mobile phone, can be put inside your watches, can be inside your ring, for example, and can be inside all the other wearables. So instead of tapping your plastic card, you can just tap your mobile phone, you can just tap your watch or your ring or any wearables. Now, in 2019, we also launched Visa Tap to Phone. Now, your handphone, your mobile phone can be used as an EDC machine, just like a POS machine. So you just tap your card or your handphone, which already have your card inside, to your handphone. So you can make payment. So your handphone become a POS machine. Now, in the future, for the future of payment, we are talking about IoT, Internet of Things. With the Internet of Things, there are a lot of devices can be used as a payment tools. For instance, your refrigerator, kulkas di rumah, can be also used as a payment tools. Your TV can pay. Your car can pay. When you open your refrigerator in the house and you see nothing in it, so you just click your refrigerator and you start order the groceries from the supermarket, and then make payment from your refrigerator, and then the supermarket will deliver your groceries using the drone. So even later on in the future, I would say the GoSend from Gojek, instead of delivering with the motorcycle, they may deliver the goods by using drones. So that is all available. That is all possible because of the first contactless technology, and then the token, and then later on the IoT. Okay, next, please. Okay, now let me touch on the two use cases. One is the government corporate card. This is also Pak Abdul Kabir already mentioned. As you know, Minister of Finance, Ibu Sri Mulyani, issued government regulations in 2018 that required the government entity to pay their expenses or their T&E expenses with government credit card, right? So what is the benefits of this government credit card? One, it's reduced cash handling for sure. It will be very secure, reduce potential fraud, and most of all, reduce cost of fund, because the government does not have to have a cash inventory. Nggak harus ada uang persediaan. So everything can be used with this kartu kredit pemerintah, government credit card. The slide, please. Okay, next slide. Now, Visa solution on government credit card come with Interlink Spend Management. Interlink Spend Management is our online reporting, where the cardholder, in this case is government staff, and the government administrator who manage the government credit card can view, can check the report 24/7 using mobile devices or desktop. And for the government staff, they can even customize the dashboard. They can create expense report. They can, this Interlink Spend Management also can capture photo, can capture receipt. So the government staff can attach photo and receive in their expense report. Next one, please. Now, for the government administrator who manage the government credit card, they can also control the spending of the government staff, or they can also monitor the expenditure of each department within that government entities. And they can also look at how much spend per merchant category, how much this department or how much is the government entity spend on hotel, on airlines, for instance, or on restaurants, so that, you know, they can use that data to negotiate for a better price with all those vendor and merchants. Okay, next. Now, this just sum up the benefits of the contactless technology. One is really fast. You just tap and go. And for credit card, transaction 1 million rupiah or below, you don't need PIN nor signature. So you just tap and go. Now, this will also accelerate the cash conversion. So for people who used to pay, let's say 100,000 rupiah transaction using cash, because of using this contactless card is so cool. So instead of paying with cash, now they're paying through this contactless card. And it is very convenient, and it is also secure, because this contactless card also come up with the chip technology. So it's very secure, and it is very innovative, because as I mentioned, this is just a stepping stone for the next technology, like the token, like the IoT. Okay, next slide, please. Now, this one is just an illustration of a life of a person in a smart city. So let's say I'm a person live in di mana ya, BSD, for instance, yeah, and my office is in Jalan Sudirman di Jakarta. So I drive my car in the morning, I pass the toll. So today, if I already have the e-toll card, I can just tap the card to pass the toll route. But with IoT, Internet of Things, later on, the card is just pass by, and the card is already going to pay by itself because the card inside already embedded inside the card. So I pass the toll road. I stop in Lebak Bulus because I want to take MRT in Lebak Bulus. So I park my car in Lebak Bulus. Today, I can with the contactless technology, you can tap the card to pay the parking. But with IoT, you don't need to get out from the car. The car will pay for the parking by itself. Now, because the train, you come early, so you can just have some snack first and get some breakfast in nearby coffee shop, and then pay the transaction using your credit card or debit card or prepaid card, and you can just tap it also. Or if you already have later on, your credit card will be embedded into your mobile phone. You can just tap your mobile phone, and then you take the MRT. Now the MRT today, you can just tap your card, right? And then during lunch, you pay your lunch using your card, and then when you go home in the evening, take the MRT again. You tap your card again, and then get some snack on the way to your car. And then you drive out of the parking lot and then go back to your home. So the whole thing is very, later on when IoT, Internet of Things, available, it's become invisible. All the payment will be done automatically without you knowing it. So today you can just still tapping your card, but later on it's very seamless and very invisible. So that is the Internet of Things, and that's the payment technology that we are talking about in the future. Okay, I have one last slide, is the link to a video. I think everybody can just open it by themselves. This video is really talking what I just described. You use the car that is already have a payment tools in it. So every time you drive, the car will pay by itself. You go to the gas stations, the car will pay for it. You go to the coffee shop, the car will pay for it. You go to you pass the toll road, it will be paid by the car by itself. Okay.
Sounds incredible. And what we will do is we will share that video link within the chat on the Q&A link so that all participants can see it. And also, that video is contained within our virtual tour, our 3D virtual reality tour. So for those who are taking part in the virtual reality tour for the chance to win the Grab food vouchers, please visit indonesia.govinsider.live and you will find the virtual tour, and you can actually see the Visa video as part of that interactive exhibition. Thank you so much, Mr. President. It's a real pleasure to hear from you. It's hugely inspiring stuff on drone delivery, payment by cars, and enormous amounts. I'm looking forward to putting questions to you in the panel session as well. But before we turn to the panel, we have one final speaker to introduce in this session. First, that's Ibu Diana Jatnika, Project Officer at the Jabar Digital Service, who'll be presenting some really interesting work that the Jabar Digital Service has been building at the moment. Ibu Diana, do we have you on the line? Are you with us?
Yes, so good afternoon, everyone. It's great to see you all here. Thank you for attending this session. It's an honor to be here with Pak Fadli Amran, Pak Didik Hoirul, Pak Riko Abdurrahman, and Joshua Chambers, Sampurasun from West Java. So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Diana Jatnika. I'm a project officer at Jabar Digital Service, West Java Provincial Government. So before I deliver my presentations about cashless society, I would like to briefly highlight about West Java and Bikobar. So as a province with more than 48 million citizens, 1/5 of Indonesian population, or equals to 2 times of Australia's citizens, we are constrained by still critical healthcare facilities and equipment and other logistics, including benefits for those who are economically affected by this COVID-19 crisis. Although the number of COVID-19 confirmed cases is gradually decreasing in West Java province, there are still many tasks to do, including making sure that those who are in dire need get benefits that they deserve. So next, please. We can have a look on our screen that it can be seen that more than 1,900 companies affected by COVID-19, and there's more than 18,000 employees terminated during this pandemic. So it's quite a horrible situation currently, not only in West Java, but also in Indonesia and in the world. So next, please. So perhaps many of you, particularly West Java citizens, are aware of and have been using PICOBAR. So PICOBAR are the Information and Coordination Center for Disease and Disaster in West Java, has been set up to allow West Java citizens to have an easier and quicker access for the latest information, support, and services related to prevention of disease and preparedness for disaster threats, including COVID-19 crisis. So speaking about cashless society, for me, a cashless society might sound like something out of science fiction, but I believe it's already on its way, including for West Java provincial government through Java Digital Service. And today I'm going to speak about one of the interesting features in PICOBAR app and website in regard to cashless society, so that we can hopefully take most of it. So next, please. It's an online donation portal. So before the online donation portal came, what makes me feel touched is lots of citizens asking PICOBAR about donations. Not only big companies, charity organizations, and other institutions, but lots of society members are willing to make donations. We used to receive lots of questions about donations, like where to donate cash, where to donate food, and how to help those who are in need in this impending crisis. We see this as something positive, and we look forward to fostering this relationship, not only between the citizens who are willing to help each other, but between the citizens and the governments as well. So from here, my team in Java Digital Service and with other parties involved had some discussions about making ways in which citizens can be facilitated to make donations easily. During the large-scale social restrictions in West Java province, West Java citizens are expected to follow health protocols, of course, and stay at home as much as possible. Despite the fact that lots of citizens are willing to make some donations, for example, like cash, lots of banks have limited their services while pushing their online services in a bid to implement social distancing to contain the COVID-19 spread. So yeah, we used to have an old system like that, like through a bank, going to a bank and make some transfer. But since COVID-19, we are becoming more aware of a more convenient way in which the technology ability can take advantage of cashless society. So as long as people have a card or phone and have downloaded PICOBAR, they have instantaneous access to all their cash holdings. So as you have seen on our screen, we have been developing an online donation page. It's like a portal that facilitates donors to make donations, either cash or non-cash donations, or even both. We are trying to make moves to eliminate cash, with the push coming from both donors and the government body, which is us, through Java Digital Service for West Java provincial government. Although it can be seen that there are some people who still struggle to keep up with technological developments, and thus perhaps they continue to rely on cash. Cashless is getting familiar since lots of people have suddenly stopped using money, including me, for fear it may spread the virus. So next, please. So now, PICOBAR website and app, in an online donation page, people can give any donations, And if you have seen both cash and non-cash, as I previously have said, and you can also give the cash with electronic payment apps. And I believe it's less time cost associated with handling, storing, and depositing paper money. Oh, yeah, this one. Okay. So you're currently looking at a list of logistic needs. It's like an example. So the nurse can look at this page to know what logistic needs are needed by the government and the society for the COVID-19 management crisis in West Java province. Next, please. And then, so this is our development plans for cash donation. So where people not only can donate through bank transfer, but they also currently donating through fintech products and other online payment methods. So as you can see that people, for example, can choose whether they would like to make donation through bank transfer or fintech products, or we have a program called Family for Family. So this program is for those who are willing to donate on a monthly basis. So they will be able to join this program called Family for Family program, which will be implemented perhaps next month with another non-state fund organization. Next, please. Okay, this donation program is planned to help those who are not able to receive, just a minute, to receive any benefits due to their own condition, like do not have Indonesia identity card, etc., that makes them not able to receive any benefits. And thus this program is planned to help those who are living in such particular situation. And thus people who are living in their neighborhood can help them through this program. So we are working closely with other third parties such as Jabar Bergerak and Jabar Quick Response and another third party. We are still currently implementing it, so we're still planning it for Wargi Jabar, or the society in West Java province previous. So during the implementation, we are closely working with the Division of Partnership and Donations, as well as the Division of Logistics from COVID-19 Task Force of West Java Province, and also other community-based organizations, such as Jabar Bergerak and Jabar Quick Response, as I've said before. And so from our program for donations, we have received lots of donations from the society in West Java province. Like we have more than 1 million face masks. Also the number of citizens donating their cash is increasing. And we are very grateful with this, since COVID-19 pandemic is not only about the government, but also about the society who are aware of the situation happening in their social environment. So it's about the cash online donation option through Family for Family program that I've explained before. So it's like a program, a monthly program for those who would like to donate in a monthly basis. And this is our development plan for non-cash donation. So people can choose whether they would like to donate its weekend packet 1 and packet 2, like a package for people to donate. So this food, staple food, will be delivering to those who are in dire need and are affected by this COVID-19 and who are not able to receive any benefit from either the central government or provincial government. So yeah, so if you would like to have a look on our online donation page, you can visit Picover. Perhaps my colleague can help you to have a look on our donation page. So this is our page in Picover, or Pusat Informasi and Koordinasi COVID-19 Jawa Barat. So as you can see, there are some links to click, either for cash or non-cash donation. And yeah, so that's all from me. Thank you very much for listening to my presentations. I do really appreciate your time and effort to join this event. Thank you, Joss. Get back to you, please.
Thank you very much. Incredible to hear about crowdfunding and inclusive finance methods being pioneered by the Jabar Digital Service. Q&A and panel session. We've had some questions actually asking whether we can share the slides, which we will look to do so after this. But let's first start by talking about, of course, the elephant in the room, COVID-19 and how that has really changed much of what our plans were for the year, certainly, and changed the way that perhaps we do business as well. Mr. Mayor, if I may turn to you first. Pak Fadli.
Yes, Joshua.
I would love to know how COVID-19 has changed your plans as a mayor and how it's changed what government needs to do as an institution.
Yeah, first of all, I said that people are becoming more aware the transmission of the disease can be transmitted through physical cash. So this is one of the main reason for us to start educating the people to start going cashless. And thankfully, we are collaborating with this financial institution, with Gojek and everything. So most of the payment services is already there for our citizen to process. And also, because of the COVID-19, we know that most of the people are affected by it, and last 3 months we give them some helps in terms of cash through transfer and also not through physical money. So this is one of the beneficial because we know that COVID-19 limits physical interactions, and cashless, being cashless, going cashless is also helps us to reach our people in the term of this COVID-19.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. If I could ask all of our panelists also to make sure that they could switch on their videos so that we can see them as we're having this discussion as well, that would be much appreciated as we now put this same question let's put it to Pak Rico. Have you seen an increase in demand for cashless payments at the moment? Are we seeing an increase in demand for these new technologies?
Okay, Joshua. Regarding your questions, yes, we see even the accelerations of the digital payment. We see the behavior change from the consumers. There are three merchant category that we see that people is changing from face-to-face transaction to online transaction. One in the food and groceries. Now people, instead of going to the supermarket, they're going to the online groceries. The second is on electronic transaction also. When they buy electronic stuff, now they go through online transaction. And the last one on the retail goods, other retail goods, they buy through the online as well. So from this COVID, we learn, we see what we call six truths of new normal. One, consumer move to online. Merchant, second, merchant also move online. So for the merchant who does not have an online mechanism in terms of selling their goods, they have problem, right? Because they cannot sell their goods. So they are now moving to online also. And the third truth is that sellers, buyer, consumer, they all want to have access to digital payment or digital fund, which is fast and secure. And the fourth truth is that we see the contactless transaction is now more people needs the contactless transaction because they feel it's more safe, it's more healthy because you just tap and go without even giving the card to the cashier. And the fifth one, we see that people now need data and insight to make decisions because everything is online. And the last truth, number 6, is that we also see that the seller and buyers now need more transparency and more protections because everything is online. So if there is dispute, there is chargeback, it has to be, the process has to be fast and seamless. So that's what we see.
Very interesting. Thank you so much. And let's turn to Ibu Diana now. And we heard about the vision from the Jabar Digital Service on inclusive finance and ensuring that people get the remissions and the money that they need. And I wonder, how has COVID-19 increased the need for government to support the poorest in society, which of course Jabba Digital Service is doing both through Pico Bar, but all sorts of things to help those rural communities as well.
Okay, thank you, Just, for the questions. So Pico Bar, as I've said before, Pico Bar connected with Solidarity Portal. Maybe you can have a look on our website as a data center for aid beneficiaries whom affected by this pandemic. So the data showed in the Solidarity website or portal were verified directly by the community leaders through our super app called Sapa Warga. So public can see it transparently, and we guarantee the accountability of the data. And the second one, we got Family for Family program that I've explained before. It has been launched in 2017, actually by the governor, Ridwan Kamil, which family donator can monthly auto debit from their bank account, and also can join from any online payment or fintech products and transfer it to other family listed as an aid beneficiaries. Yeah, that's all.
Fabulous, thank you very much. It's a great program, and I note also, not plugging it too much, that we have some videos on the Sapa Warga program in the virtual 3D reality tour as well. Pak Abdul Khabir, let me put this question to you. How has COVID-19 changed the pressures on the Ministry of Finance and the Directorate General of the Treasury in particularly? What are the sorts of challenges that you are now addressing within the Ministry of Finance as a result of COVID-19?
Oh, thank you very much for your question, Joshua. It's really what we feel right now with the COVID-19. Like we have to work 24 hours per day in Ministry of Finance, because the challenge or the pressure of the President of Jokowi as to the Ministry of Finance that all the budgets must be disbursed in timely basis, and also to the come to the exact person. For example, for social safety net, for example, or for healthy needs, for example. President Jokowi asked us to do very quick and very quick response to do that. And in one side, we have work from home. That's something new for a government. It is something that before we think it is impossible, but right now we can do very well on this side. And that's, we have to expand more on the COVID, but in reality it is not easy, because the validity of the data, is it the right person, is it the right place, or something like that. So this our challenging, that we have to work like 24 always ready, and we have to make a regulation very quick, and but we have to make sure that the governance also we do very well in that case. So in the Ministry of Finance, we before 7 days, right now we only have 3 days, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So that's something new in our place.
Fantastic. Okay, let's now look at some good news, reasons to be cheerful. And I'm going to start with the Mayor. I'd love to know, sir, what are the innovations that are particularly exciting to you at the moment? What has caught your eye? What innovations are inspiring you or really exciting you within your own government?
Yeah, well, it's interesting, Joshua, because in the last 2 or 3 months, because of the COVID-19, I see a lot of people, especially our small or medium enterprise, small or medium businesses, especially in the public market, start to sell their products online. So this is, I think it's going to the digital economy itself. And I think this is a good thing, the sign that because of the COVID-19, the businesses also try to innovate and go through that way. That's why in the government point of view, I think we have to support this and obviously make a regulation so that it can go faster, and of course introduce our products, especially local products in Padang Panjang to the masses, to the bigger markets.
And what I'm also curious about is, so you're, of course, a leader. You have to lead your city through this crisis. And how do you, as a leader, decide to do that? How do you inspire your people? How do you bring them along with you? And how do you communicate with them about the challenges that they're going to face?
Yeah, of course, focusing on the priority. This is the most important thing, because the basic needs, the people have to have the basic needs served. And I think this is what we are trying to do in this last 3 months. And then on the next 6 months, we think that recovery of the economy is also the main things. And that's why the online transaction that we see is one of the signs that we have to focus on that. And I strongly point that some of the dinas here, some of the offices, especially in the market offices and also the economic recovery offices, this is what our main concern is, Joshua.
Thank you. And how can you encourage innovation within your government? What do you do to ensure that people innovate and tackle these challenges?
Well, I just say that because there is no more, there's no more money, then we need to work harder. And that's the way I think, because most of the staff says that no money, no programs. I think it's wrong, because of the limitation that we have. We need to think harder. That's why we create the atmosphere to work harder, and also we meet a lot. We meet a lot often at this time of the crisis, and also discuss what really important for today's pandemic, COVID-19. And also we, of course, see what the citizen needs, and also ask for them to recover through this pandemic era.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Let me finish off with one question to the other panelists, which is that if you could see one innovation or change within your organization, what would it be? Mr. President Director Rico Abdurrahman, could I ask that to you first, please? If you could encourage one change or innovation, what would it be?
I think you see it in my presentations. One thing to start really is the contactless. So if everybody use the contactless technology today, using their contactless card, I think we can speed up the accelerations of the digital payment through a much more advanced technology. Now, why? Because as I mentioned, we already have launched this technology in 2004. Now, 2020, 16 years later, it's still very limited usage in Indonesia on the contactless card, right? So we already encourage open up of the contactless acceptance. If you go to supermarket today, all the supermarket is already accepting contactless. And if you go to coffee shop or quick service retail like McDonald's, cinema, it's already also accepted contactless. Convenience store, pharmacy, until the fuel station, gas stations also accepting the contactless card. So I would like encourage everybody, please change your credit card today or debit card, your debit card today with the contactless card, and use it in all those merchants that I just mentioned. So.
Noted on that, and let me just put a final question then to Pak Abdul Kabir. The same question, if you could encourage one change or innovation in particular,
Yes.
what would it be?
If there is an innovation, it is about the business intelligence data. We need this because we have a huge data in the Ministry of Finance. There is from the taxation, from Digitax, from customs, from non-tax, and also from expenditures and from the bonds or from the debt, something like that. But there is no like business intelligence data. I mean, mostly it's manually, and there is no directly that we can provide the data and then we can analyze the data. If there is a system that can help us directly how to analyze the data, how to consolidate the data and then to make analysis, it will be very helpful to make a decision, because right now the data changing daily, and the president or the minister of finance needs the data in time right now. It must be correct, something like that, and give the analysis to make a recommendation, so we can make a good decision. The validity is data and also in very quick. So we need the business intelligence data that can consolidate all the data and give us the analysis incorrectly to make a recommendation to the top level management. That's something innovation that we need.
It was such a huge honor to speak to all of you today and to have your contributions. So thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. Thank you from the Directorate General of Treasury. Thank you, Mr. President, Director of Visa. And of course, thank you, Diana, as well for your contributions. Thank you all. Have a wonderful day.